The Underdog Podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jack Cowden will be live today as usual.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter tear like a Reese.
Keep on persevere through all the obstacles. Get it done. That's the underdog.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can see me.
You may overlook this person, but the underdog is the one who's going to put in the work.
It's over, you know? Because you have to lose to win. Whether you think losing is a big event.
Out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm picking these scriptures just before the fame. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
So I always believed in, like, I took so many risks to make this thing happen. You know what I mean?
I'm always working, bro. Like I said, I'm energy driven.
Underdog can put you on your ass. The underdog can put you on game. The underdog can show you something that you didn't know.
Can't go down. All you can do is go up. So are you going to stay where you at or are you going to move up?
Feel the bangs. Feel the bangs.
He said he's nervous. This is his first time doing it.
Cut her ass off if she could I can reread.
Yo, what's going on, good people? Welcome to the Underdogs Podcast. We back at it again. Season 9, episode 20, Leading with a Purpose, featuring Tricortz. Today, we're sitting down with Tricortz, a student leader and mental health advocate who is using his voice and platform to encourage others, challenge the stigma surrounding mental health, and lead with purpose. But today, we want to go beyond that, the profile and the content. We want to get to know the person behind the messages, the experiences that shaped him, the lessons he's learning, and the purpose that continues to guide him. We're going to bring him in right now the right way, how we do it over here, man.
Man, I'm doing good today. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. I'm glad to be here. How are you doing today, man?
Most definitely, brother. Welcome to the Underdogs Podcast. It's definitely an extreme honor, to have you on the platform. It took us about 2 weeks to get it done, with busy schedules, but we're going to make sure we get it done. So definitely appreciate you coming on. You can hear me, brother?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, as we push the importance of knowing ourselves, who is Tricortz, when the title, social media, leadership roles, and everything attached to your name, was to get stripped away. Like, who are you as a person?
Man, honestly, I tell you, Tricortz is it's my middle name. It comes from my family. And so it's a mixture between my grandfather's name and my mother's name. And behind that, without the titles, without the names, I'm really a humble person, I would like to say, a man of God, someone who always aspires to encourage others and teach others the ways that they can use to elevate themselves. What we can achieve is only at a short distance, a shorthand distance, right? But in our minds, we believe that it's so far away because of the distractions and everything going on in this world. And really, when you block that out and you get that tunnel vision, you can achieve anything.
Man, you said a lot, young brother. Nah, you right. Because the distractions dilute the mindset, literally.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, if the people who know you best were sitting here introducing you, how would they, describe the person you are?
And my friends, they would say I'm a determined individual, because it's no matter what I do, I always make something happen. I'm a man that's made stuff happen out of thin air, out of nothing. They would also say I'm persistent and confident. For me, I haven't always had confidence, honestly speaking. It's been something that I've had to grow into. I force into. I throw myself into the fire, and I've overcame obstacles and everything to become that. All right, those are the three things that my friends would say, because they see me grow. They see me from the nervous bison to the motivated Tricortz here. being a motivational speaker, inspiring others in my community, in my college, my surroundings to become the best version of myself and themselves.
Nah, real talk. Hey, excuse me too, brother. Tricortz. That's how it's pronounced.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, man. I feel like it was silent, but I'm like, man, I'm saying it so wrong. But excuse me, man. That's just the country in me. You feel me? But you know, now you said a lot there, though, man. Like I say, you sound like a young man that's focused and determined, but it's like you went to the roots first. You created your foundation in your mindset. And it's like I feel like once you go within self, everything on the outside of you, you basically have an advantage on when you work on yourself first, rather than letting the outside control you.
Exactly. Exactly. You really do, because what I learned from my own experience was uh, I'd get burnt out because I was helping this organization, these people that I wanted to be my friends, this, that, and third. And I was feeling stagnant. I was feeling as if I wasn't going nowhere. And I realized, okay, let's take all this stuff out. Let's be smart. Okay. Now, if I take the time to elevate myself, make sure God is at the head of my new lifestyle, get these routines, I can achieve anything. Right.
Hmm.
And with that being said, we are really our own worst enemy. And that's really what I learned through trial and tribulation and obstacle, because you you can't pour from an empty cup, right? And
Yeah, you're right.
you also can't pour from a broken cup, because
Mm.
everything that you're pouring is gonna
Leak
come
right
out.
out. Leak right out.
It's gonna be useless.
Nah, that's real, man. That's a lot right there. Like you definitely put symbolism when you say that, because you got to be at your purest form, and it's like, and I like how you say it's really nothing that's impossible. Even when you erase the word impossible, when you break it down, I'm possible. You know what I mean? Like literally, like anything that you set your mind to is possible. Don't have the because I feel like impossible come from imposter, or one person that have imposter syndrome, or something like you know what I mean. But as you continue growing and evolving, what are you learning about yourself in this current season of your life?
You said, what if I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
As you're continuing to grow, and evolving, what are you learning about yourself in this current season of your life?
That's a great question. So I will say, uh, for starters, one of the things I noticed was my time is something that I wasn't taking into consideration and appreciating. Right, there's like
Mm-hmm.
so much time. I'll put it to example. My time was really dedicated to doing things in college and being part of orgs and getting seen and this, then a third. Cool. Very respectable, right? You need these connections to grow. But what I realized was I wasn't taking the time to actually use these connections to help me grow. I'm a well diverse person, but when you have connections or networking abilities, capabilities, and you just let them sit, they don't go nowhere. They can, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't do you any good. And so when I realized that I wasn't using my time like I should, like I could, I realized I was like, okay, maybe what's wrong is not even other people, it's the fact of how I'm actually using my time. So I was like, okay, I know that I like to do lots of stuff. I want to do poetry. I want to write this. I want to be a artist. I want to work out. These things are all good, but it's not in a routine and it's not in a strategy. And so when I realized that, okay, these things can be achieved with certain time management, I'd be great, because my mind is like scattered, like a puzzle. Like one piece is doing one thing, and the second piece is doing the third thing. And the puzzle won't put together until you actually have the outlines of each piece so that it can become whole. All right. And that's something that I had to realize. I've been taking notes of this the last 3, 4 months, really. So this is really new. And I'm still in my trial and error. Honestly, not
Mhm.
perfect. But what I will say is everything that I post on my content, it's stuff that I actively do. I say work out at 4 or 5 a.m. I work out at 4 or 5 a.m. I say you need to eat healthy like this, that, third. I eat healthy like that on a daily. I say go running. I go running. I say read. I read. Because for me, anything that I'm putting out, it is already expected for me to do. Right.
Mhm.
Because if I'm not, then that makes me not an influencer, not a motivational speaker. I say
Yeah.
a hypocrite. All right. And I can't be that. All right. I know a lot of people, and people know me. They'll stop me while I'm like, hey, I see your content. I appreciate what you're doing. But if I wasn't doing what I've been saying I'm doing, they would stop me and be like, hey, your content's cool, but are you living it? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, that you said so much. Like, and that's I stand on. Like, you can't be on. It's like, how can I say? I'm not coming on the internet. I'm not coming on social media to just build myself on that. I'm built all the way around. So what you see right here is the mindset mentality that I have in person. That's what I'm really living. Like the pouring in people and stuff like that. If we was, I'm a millennial, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm 91, you feel me? So it's like I still value the in-person connections with people, you know? But it's like social media is like it gives you more broad perspective though, and I appreciate it too. It's a red blue pill with everything, but it's just about how you use it, you know. Um, but yeah, so that's why I'm like, everything that I put out, either is positive messages or whatever, that's my inner self, speaking out loud, because it's like that's what I stand on. If I'm not standing on that, I'm not doing no. How could I say, yeah, I want to point to people, I want to give people their flowers, but on the outside, I'm not even doing none of that at all. It's
Yeah.
I don't feel like you should be able to, how can I say, it's like living a double life almost. It's like, nah, like if I said that's what I stand on, that's me, And that come along with authenticity too. Like you said, they would tell you, hey, are you living that? You know what I mean? Like, so that's very important, because I feel like they just keep you aligned in general. It keeps you balanced. It gives your purpose a more clear direction when you're actually in sync with everything that you do, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um So take us back to the beginning. What was life like for you growing up, and what experiences from your childhood helped shape, the man you're becoming today?
And it's gonna be a journey, I'll tell you. Uh so I'm from Atlanta. I'm not from Houston, but I currently live in Houston for college, major in
Mhm.
psychology. So going back, to make a long story short, I was adopted by my grandma. So I grew with my grandma up until I finally got here, right? And life was very, I'll put it like that. It's definitely life changing. For me, I struggled with like mental warfare a lot. Um, and in the black community, if you know, which I'm sure you do, there's no such thing as, oh, I'm depressed, I'm this, that, third, I'm struggling. It's more so you push through it. And if you're a black man, you don't have time to be, and your feelings are hurt because
Yeah.
your parents is on you like white on rice, right? And in this time frame of my life, it be like abuse of all types, like emotional, physical, all types. So in my mind, If you hearing stuff like that, you feel like you less than. You feel like you can't achieve nothing. You feel like you're not gonna be great. You really feel like you're not gonna live another day. And so once I finally got out of that, I said to myself, um, I will never look back. I'm gonna only look forward. And from this day
Mm-hmm.
forward, I was about 17 and a half, what you call what a little kid would say. Once I leave Atlanta, I will never ever look back. I'm gonna always push to be great. And so even now to this day, it still affect me. You know, I still struggle with mental warfare. Still
Mm-hmm.
remembering all the stuff I went through back in that day. But now that's what made me the man I am because I said to myself, people shouldn't have to go through what I went through. All right. I had a therapy appointment some time ago. I gave him a little layout, a little more detail. He was like, you shouldn't have had to go through that. I'm sorry. Like you shouldn't have been like trying to man, it was deep. It is deep because it just sucks the fact that a kid would have to go through such warfare, such struggle. And fast forward, I'm not that 5 year old little kid no more. I'm
Yeah.
21 now. So now I make my own like I live in my own apartment. I go to college. College paid for, got food. I'm blessed. But on the way to do what I am doing now, I had like a vision, like a dream 3, 4 months ago. More, maybe more so close to May. Uh, and so it was a vision because I always wanted to be a motivational speaker. Always
Yeah.
wanted to inspire people, but I never took that leap of faith. Right? I was always giving to other people, doing things for the college, and there's nothing wrong with doing stuff for college. But I'm currently a senior, about to graduate, and I should be moving past this. So I had a vision, and my vision said, start making content, just do it. And so I woke up sometime in May, and I went, and I got like a magnetic tripod, so like it'll connect, it'll be magnet to workout content. I mean, not workout. But yeah, it was workout content, but it'll be magnet to the workout machines. So I put on there. I do a little push up video, little pull up video. And then I go home. I'll put some words on it, put some motivational stuff. I start making content. I said this is a lot easier than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to working. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm a college student. I don't have time to be posting. So I up and I schedule my content for a week in advance. Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Sunday. I started getting traction. I already had decent followers. So my sister, she was like, brother, you like have the ability to be so great, but you limit yourself. And I'm like, what do you mean? And so she's like, you're only posting on Instagram. You could reach people on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. And so I'm like, you know what? I am selling myself short. So I get up and I make my accounts for YouTube, TikTok. I haven't made Facebook yet. Feel like it's for little mature people or old people, but I
Yeah.
won't say too
Facebook.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. yeah.
I won't
Yeah.
say too much. But after that, I've been doing good. Been getting subscribers, been motivating people in my community on YouTube, TikTok, steadily growing. My Instagram steadily growing. And so honestly, it brings me now to this July date from May. And I'm like, I never would have realized how far I would have gotten. Yeah, we wouldn't be right here had I not started some months ago. This is about 3 months ago, literally. Like this is like May, early May. And so now I'm in here just doing what I love. I have a passion for helping others, inspiring people, teaching them how they can rebrand and rechange their lifestyle to
Yeah.
become the best version of themselves. Because right now, especially going on in the world, we need positive people. We need pillars in the community. People who want to see us win. Sometimes from your background, you didn't have that. And sometimes you was hustling. You was making ends meet yourself. Maybe you didn't have that supportive family. Maybe you didn't have what you wanted. All right. So that's where people like me come in. Free charge.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to just telling people for follow, subscribe, join the channel. I wake up, I post personal messages in my own channel just for people to wake up motivated. That's how dedicated I am. I wake up 4 a.m., couple hours before my shift, and just write that little paragraph, go about my day, make sure my content scheduled. Because it's little stuff like that that adds, it builds up like a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
Positivity. And that right there, that's really in short, from me from childhood to now is it's crazy what happens in a few short years and a few short months.
Nah, man, I got a lot of respect for you for that. You know what I mean? When you said it's like the fact that you, like I say, even with you being 21 and you having that mindset now, man, just imagine how much like God gonna give you everything. You know what I mean? Like you say, it's free of charge, free game. I'm just giving the nutrients to these people. I'm
Yeah,
supplying the nutrients wherever they might be weak at. I'm sealing the gap. You know what I mean? I'm helping them heal. But it's just like I'm gonna tell you, like how you doing in your mindset, man. Whatever come along with that, God gonna supply everything to you. That's why it's like when you just authentically doing it from your heart, like how you mentioned, everything is just everything gonna flow, and it's like how can I say the blessing gonna come like 100 times stronger. You know what I mean? You just getting started. You feel me? So like, nah, that's definitely that's impressive, man. Like I definitely salute that. Um, so who would you say, had the greatest influence on your mindset and your values and the way you see the world? Like, did you feel like you had to pick the ball up yourself and had to do it yourself thing, or did you have like somebody kind of on you in your ear, kind of feeding you a little bit here and there?
I would say I wouldn't say I have a particular person, but I will say there's a few people, or like
Mm-hmm.
a few people in my pillar, but I just have to give all glory to God. Like he
Yeah.
he the one that give me the visions, give me the power, keeps me going. He like I go to sleep, have a vision, wake up, do it without an instant, without a second thought. He's like the reason why like my mind is so open minded, so diverse, so clean, so business
Yeah.
oriented. Because like even growing up, I felt like certain things shouldn't be the way they are, and why I feel like we're limiting ourselves. But I will say my uncle, um, he's still in Atlanta. He the reason he poured the Bible into me. We dedicated our time to just reading the Bible. My mom, my dad, like they pushed me to become great. Fast forward now that I see him, like my dad, he teach me to remain calm and think smart. My mom
Yeah.
is, the one that they gave me this heart, this compassionate heart above all else. And like my friends that I got now in college, they help me keep going. Like, times be tough out here. But when you have a few real friends that really care about you, like that's all that really matters because like, you can have lots of friends. You can be popular,
Mm-hmm.
cool, but don't even count them as friends because you don't know what they're saying about you. A
Yeah.
good 5, not even 10 is all you need because it's hard to trust people. And those people right there, like they're the reason why I'm doing what I am now. And my sister that told me to start the content, of course. Um,
Yeah.
man, because without her, like, wouldn't even be here right now. It's crazy.
Nah, for real, man. Like you real sharp, nah. Like you got the clarity. Like I sense like you already know like exactly like what I want to do, how I'm gonna do it, and how I'm gonna get done. It's already clear to you. You know what I mean? Like I definitely respect your mind though, man. Like the more you keep, this conversation keep going, it's just like, yeah, you definitely on the way, man. And like you say, uh I'm the same type of way. I'm a man that don't need a lot of people around. I don't need a lot of. I just need. How can I say? I make my accessibility the way it is for a reason, just so them distractions stay away. Now, do I have a problem in crowds or whatever? Like I can talk about anybody, but it's on a personal level where it's like, I'm so much on the self into my like lately, like, I'm so much in the self. It's like life is chess, literally. You playing chess right now. You know what I mean? When you understand the game of life, and everybody keeps saying they know how to play chess, but it's just more than just a board game. It's actually the way that you live, about the choices you make, the impact you make out of here, you know, how you move, and everything matters, So it's a thinking game.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, I definitely align with that though, man, because you don't, just because you got 100 people or 50 people by you, that don't mean that they all for you or they really all like you like that. You know what I mean? Like, so the less the better. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with staying out the way and just kind of moving in your own light, but also, like you say, pouring your heart on others.
Yeah.
Um so young men are often taught to be strong, keep moving, how you mentioned earlier. You know what I mean? How do you think that affects the way, men, specifically our culture and stuff, deal with like anxiety, depression, stress, and emotional pain?
And that's a great question. Like I say that we're taught to like you said, push through. This is real life stuff. Like my homeboys, brother, my brothers, like we going through something. We're like, okay, note it. It's in the back of our head, and we keep going, and it's like a build up, right? And so sure, we think we sharp now. We're clean now. We're going through the motions. It's not a problem. And so what ends up happening is it builds up somewhere in your brain. It just adds up, adds up, adds up. Thing one, thing two, thing three, thing four, trauma one, trauma two, trauma three, trauma four. And so eventually it comes rushing like a waterfall, high pressure intensity, and it comes to us all at once. And it hits
Mm-hmm.
us. So then we feel depressed, we feel stress, we feel anxiety, we feel like we're alone, we feel all these things. And so when that happens, it can get the best of us, or it can get the best of us temporarily. And that right there is really bad for the community because it happens to a lot of African American men on a daily. Whether in the streets, the suburbs, the hood, with a rich family, it gets all of us. These emotions have no income bracket. They're
Nah.
they're just there, and so it gets you. And see, that's the problem. Now there are solutions, right? You could seek a therapist, right? But let's say we're also conditioned to not like therapists, to feel as though they are our enemy. And some are. I've seen it. Some are. But there's some people in some great communities that are advocates that want to see it succeed. And let's say that you don't want to go to a therapist. Cool. Now, working out has scientifically proven to make depression and stress better.
Yeah.
Um, you could journal. Journal is scientifically proven to do this, and I journal myself. You can pick up a hobby. You can put your heart into something that you really like. Now, the thing with hobbies is it can be a temporary distraction to soon become a permanent distraction, or you can use your hobby as a means to get through your emotional struggles. What I mean by that is, I say you feel like you feel like you might be depressed or becoming, and you feel like you want to use your vices, but let's say that you're like in your head thinking aloud, okay, well if I use these vices, I'm gonna feel good temporarily, but it's not gonna be long term. So I could switch my vices for my hobby, do that for a couple of hours. I'll feel better and more fulfilled because not only did I overcome my struggles, but I did my hobby, and my hobby is what made me feel better. And so that sends a signal to the brain to where, okay, well, we're not gonna use our vices no more. We're gonna do our hobby. And over time, it's like an effect that gets you mentally and in the brain to where you become better. And so that's my answer to that because it gets worse every year. It's increased suicide, increased depression. Right now, it's like a trend to be uh lonely, to be alone. And while that is good, sure, if we're talking about relationship wise, but that's not good long term because
Mm-hmm.
lone people can become crazy. They can become all types of things. And so what society and social media fails to keep in the picture is that when you are alone for too long, you start to go a little insane. And so this is why we are created to and supposed to interact with others, right? With family, with our friends, or just go outside and see other people so that you can just at least see that you're not alone. So these things are stuff that we should just consider and keep in mind because it's the trends, these things, these everything going on in the world. It seems so good, but it's really not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, I feel it, man. It's like smoke and mirrors for real. You know what I mean? It's an illusion, but I feel like the more grounded you get, I keep going back to self. Like the more persons that go within themselves and they get to know who they are, you know what I mean? When you know yourself, you don't let the rest of the world control you. You know what I mean? It's not easy to influence like that. And you also can see what's going on. You can have more clarity with them lenses. You know what I mean? Like once you put certain lenses on, you see everything for what it is. And it's hard to take them out that's when it's like, when I made these boundaries for myself or I stand on certain things, can't nothing change that, you know? Um, so when someone is afraid to admit that they're struggling or, ask for help, like what do you want that person to understand?
I want that person to understand that when I'll put it like I'll put it in my shoes. Like when in the past I was struggling with certain things and um I feel alone. I feel as if it's nobody out here, right? And so when you feel like that, and the most plainest words, it's really just the enemy. It's the devil. Now in reality, true, you might seem like that, but I'm very sure that everybody at least has one person that they can reach out to, that they could call to. And if not, and if people have failed you, the one person that will not fail you is God. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I want that person to understand is you feel like this because your mind is telling you that. Because while we are having this conversation in our realm, in the spiritual realm, we have God, we have the angels, we got Jesus, but we also got Satan and his demons. And so these things are spiritual warfare, right? And so when we feel like that, the enemy is really winning, but he doesn't have to win long term. It can be temporary where you come in, all right? And so if you can start praying, you can ask God to to give you strength to pull through. enough to reach out to somebody that you trust more than 90%, because you don't want to go to somebody that you feel like you're on edge with the person, or you don't think the person will be too receptive of what you're going through. Right? That's what I want the person to understand, because these struggles can really only have to be temporary. Right? We don't, it seems like it's forever, but
Mm-hmm.
all struggles end. The only thing is, do you want to continue to struggle, or do you want to win? And that's what it really comes down to. A lot of stuff is black and white. It's got a gray area every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a choice. That's what I've learned from my friends. It's, you always have a choice. And in this case, you have to choose you, right? But help comes from somewhere. Yeah.
That's real, man, because that's what God gave us free will for, to make a choice. It's literally what's only focus on what you can control. What you can't control, God gonna already take care of that. But what you can control by your choices, your decisions, you gotta really like we gotta really be more, I gotta say, people gotta be more appreciative of us, even like God even allowing us to even have that, you know. We gotta
Yeah.
take advantage of that part, you know, because it's like, you know, like you say, in a world where everything's so influential and all that type of stuff, like he knows that, you know, we are, you know what I'm saying, he gives us the choice to choose him, to do for him, to do our, you know, stuff like that, you know. So um but yeah, I just say, you know, if people focus more on that, you know what I mean, that only focus on what you can control, because it's like when people get kind of so much in what you can't control and stuff like that, it's like, what can we do about that? You know, that's like the foundation of life. Certain things in life are gonna happen, and it's
Mhm.
universal for all of us. But it's like what we can control. You know, it's like, all right, uh, even when it comes to your purpose, it's like, all right, I'm working towards this. I'm doing this. I'm doing my part. So when God step in, or He already have it there in front of us, it don't matter how long it might be taking you. We working off His time, not our time. You know.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
nah, fact. So, even speaking on faith and everything like that, you know, like, how has your relationship with God changed, you know, as you have grown and experienced more of, you know, life for yourself?
I will say, for me, like growing up, I grew up in church, so it was obvious to me to be like, okay, well, I'm Christian. All right. My family is. My family before them was. Like, we in the church every day. But once I decided to find out who God is for myself, I said, okay, well, there's some things that I agree with, and I don't agree with, and some stuff that don't make sense. And so me and my uncle, he's the one that really got me to the word God, dedicated. And so when I left Atlanta, came to Houston, I wasn't as close to God, but I still knew more of the Bible than most people.
Mm,
I got, I wasn't close to God like I could be or should be. The best believe I stepped somewhere and I heard something, I be able to tell if it was the word of God or if it was false or wrong. And so these last couple of months really taught me to lean on God, like to just have faith and to think about everything that's in my surrounding, in my area, in my community, and what I'm letting come into my life. Because before, like, my relationship with God was, it was up and it was down all the way. And so when I realized to seek God, even though I'm in a positive mode, or I'm a down, or I'm really at the bottom, taught me that God is never going to fail you. It seemed like he'd be failing us, because we want these answers and these prayers to be answered.
yeah.
Uh, but he's not, because his time is perfect. That's what I did learn. Now, granted, I'm not the greatest or the strongest Christian out there.
Mm,
I'm not saying I go to church every day and this, that, and third. But what I will say is, I always profess God as my savior, wholehearted, and I actively practice this as a college student, right? And that's already a battle in itself because of all the temptations. So somebody see me, after this video or just in general, like they ask me the same thing. I'll be honest with you. With them is not strongest, but I'm working on it. I feel like we are actively working our relationship with God. That's all that matters. He sees our hearts. He sees our mind. He sees what we want to do, what we think about doing. He knows what we're going to do before we even do it. It's just the free will
Mm-hmm.
he lets happen.
Yeah, nah, facts. And I don't even think he looking for it to be perfect because that's the whole point of, yeah, when we fall short, but we always get back to him. Long as we doing, I feel like, and I'm be honest too, just my thought. This is just my thought on it. You know what I mean? Like, say like, okay, you do wrong, whatever, you done wrong. Not to the wrong to the fact where you going against commandments like stealing and killing and doing all that stuff, but you may have poured some dirt out of you, feel me? But it's just like for everything that you kind of done did with the heart that's set up and, you know what I'm saying, how we kind of parallel in the way where, for others or doing for others or kind of like being a positive light. It's like the more we do of that, it's almost like a payment back for where we fell short at because we're continuing to, pour good into people or help people heal. You know what I mean? Like, it's just more of a how could you have that? What type of impact are you gonna have? And I feel like if you could have an impact on, it's about what you do with it. Like I say, it's just like if God was to make you a very powerful person, you know what I mean, to have a lot of influence or boost your influence up there. It's like, all right, what you gonna do with the influence now?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do wrong with the influence, or you gonna actually, you know what I'm saying, like pour into the people, you know what I'm saying? But nah, I definitely feel that, man. But it's just more of like, I guess it's just more of the, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's not to be perfect, but it's just like to do to mostly try to do the right thing most of the time,
Yeah.
And it's just like, when we do slip is the accountability of when we catch ourselves, it's like, man, that happened, but I have to move forward. And how am I going to move forward from that? It's a learning process. We never going to stop learning, so. Tell us about a time where your plans and the direction you felt called to take were not the same. What did that season teach you about trust and obedience?
So I'll say I'm an overthinker, but I'm also a very planning individual. And so this is before I started being a motivational speaker, but it ties into it because I was president of a mental health organization. I had my first event. Oh, I was about to, right? And so I was like, okay, I got everything planned. I got my people with me. My mom, she finna come speak my event. She already, out here doing her thing. So she'd be a great speaker. To stand at third, I'm good on time. And so the room that I'm supposed to have the event in got booked. And so it was about 20 minutes till, right? And so I'm like, okay, I had a roadblock. The room is booked and my mom's on the way. Food still not even there for my event. What should I do? So I'm thinking quick on my feet. Right. Okay. I'm like I'm thinking, I'm like, God, what do I do? Right. Because time is of the essence. And so I have a track record for making stuff happen last minute. But it's not on my own accord. And so I'm like, okay, God, I don't want to, just be to myself. But what should I do? So he he leads me to go talk to the people in the office. At this time, they're still getting to know me. This is still freshman year, so we're not so close. But we are. So tell them like, hey, this then third, I have this going on. And so luckily, um, the event that was already booked before my event, uh, it ended up being canceled like on decent time. And so, okay, cool. Event got canceled. Now I hate for other people to fail. Okay, I always do because I want to see everybody win. Also, in this case, I'm glad I got my room back. So I got the room back and I got everything. And started setting up. Mom came in literally right on the dot when she was supposed to. And so that right there showed that like roadblocks can really make your stuff go south. And there's some other things that happen too, but like people ended up not showing up that were supposed to do stuff, this, then the third. And so um things like that is where I realized I gotta have some more faith than what I already had. All right. I'm This is back when I'm pushing to become a pillar in the community, which I am already now. But at the time I wasn't, so my pool wasn't as strong, as it could have been. And so I was talking to God, to my friends. I'm like, okay, are people gonna show up? What's the deal? And by the time the event gets started, a couple minutes into it, I had like 30 people come through. I said, ain't God good, man?
Yeah, tell
Ain't
you.
God good? Because it's like when stuff like that happens, it makes me realize it gives me that hope that maybe I am doing something right. Maybe I am in the right direction. That God is still with me because God's presence is like all that we really need to win, to be successful. And so when we lean on his understanding, not our own, and we have faith and our heart is in the right spot, we tend to be successful. Right. And so what people fail to realize is, okay, cool, they lean on God, but then they get this money and they get everything they want. So they step back and that seems like it doesn't do anything in that moment, but it does because it cuts your success by half of what it could have been. And so that's just one of the situations that shows me that I don't really listen and obey God, like because had I been on my own understanding, I would have got angry. I would have crashed out. That third event would have went south. Like it would have crumbled. But God has changed my heart and softened my heart to the point where I'm not that angry individual no more. I'm not like I could have been or I should have been or say I had the right to, but slow to my emotions and understanding like my father has teach me because a calm mind is going to win every time under pressure. Facts just show that it never fails. Yeah.
Nah, facts, man. Like that's literally it. Cause like how you was saying, like we tend to find success, when we lean on God. But it's just like when we try to do stuff and put it in our hands and do it on our time, it's like and all it do is lead us to end up going back to him. You know what I mean? It's like we try to take control and try to take the wheel, and then it's like we get burnt out to where it's like God or he gonna give us confirmation with something, and then from that confirmation, which basically I feel like their confirmations be your learning points. You know what I mean? Because he show up, and when you get that moment where it's like that's your moment, that's what you were supposed to learn. You know what I mean? That's what's supposed to turn you back around and start going in the right direction. But he'll let you fall in your face a couple times, then you get that big moment where it's like, all right, from this moment, I'm gonna move exactly like this, and this was gonna get me back on the track. You
Yeah.
know, nah, for real. So you describe yourself, as both a student and a leader. What does leadership mean to you beyond having a title or being a person in charge?
Mm. So I want to say that being a leader, I've been a leader the last 3 years or something. I learned a lot. For me, being a leader means the ability to still serve, right? To be a leader, you have to serve your people. You have to serve your community. You have to be willing to listen to people's ears and see what they want. Because if you become a leader of your own want, you won't succeed, right? And not only that, what being a leader is like, you have to be smart. You have to be calm. You have to have at least one or two good people, mentors, somebody in on your side to help you be successful because no leader has got there on their own court. It's always a mentor, it's always somebody with them, coaching them, teaching them. And so, like, a leader is somebody that is held up to a higher standard than somebody who isn't a leader. And with that being said, people look up to you. You're about to be somebody to someone, somewhere, right? And if that be the case, then how you carry yourself is so much more important. I have been stopped when I'm walking to class. But hey, how are you doing? Hey, I saw your video. You inspired me. I this, that, and third. It's been times where I'm minding my business. I got my headphones on, walking to class, and somebody came up to me and stopped me and be like, "Hey, like I see what you're doing. You're doing great things." And that right there just lets me know that at least I'm doing something right, but it's in the right direction because whether you're in a suit and tie or you're in sweats or whatever, you're still a leader to these people. You could be on campus, off campus, out of state, in state, wherever you go on social media, not on social media. That's a lot of stuff that you have to think about, consider. And so, like, being a leader is not only be a servant, but a listener and someone who cares for the people in the community, someone who isn't so arrogant, someone who is willing to listen. They have the confidence on the outside. You may be nervous on the inside, but have that confidence, right? At least be educated on what you're being a leader for, right? You don't want to just say you're a leader. Don't know what you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about. Because
Yeah.
then people gonna know you don't know what you're talking about. And like, he's not qualified, you know. So it's certain things like that. And of course I learned like structure and Robert's rules of order and all that. Um, but the things that I listen are very important. And that mentor thing is serious because I noticed the difference of success I've had when I had a mentor and I didn't. And when I have a mentor, I'm clean, I'm sharp minded, I'm executing stuff. When I don't have my mentor, or I didn't, I was executing stuff, but not the capacity that I could have with a mentor. And even with just not being a leader, but just being an individual, growing to be your greatest version of yourself, I always suggest people get a mentor. Find someone to trust. Ask people in your community, or even if it's just a family member, have them teach you what they know because it's the fastest way to succeed. Knowledge is everything. Knowledge is power. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, knowledge is like you literally gonna be learning until the last day of Earth. Like all the way, learning doesn't stop at an age, man. And
Yeah.
it's like it's a crazy fact, but the brain is like a hard drive. But it's like it's the amount of data probably for like a whole warehouse of a data center right now. Like it's like infinite. It's almost like it memorizes so much. Like um the capacity of it. So it's never no, oh, I'm too old to learn or I'm too young to like, that's why I appreciate this conversation so much as well, because like growing up, bro, like I used to lean on the older people to get wisdom too, at a younger age of like
Mhm.
10 and up. So now as I'm getting older, bro, it's like I got an ear for any the younger generation could teach so much more now. Cause I'm not even in that bracket. I'm 30, bro. Like in my mid 30s. So it's like a conversation like this, bro, is like, okay, I respect your mind because I see where you're gonna lead a whole group of individuals. If not a group, you're gonna lead a whole, like I say, whole era. You know what I mean? It's gonna be an impact for sure.
Mhm.
But it's like moving forward, it's like, all right, if I could have a conversation like how we sharing a conversation right now, you giving me gems, you know what I mean, a lot that I'm catching on, and I'm seeing things parallel, but also give me another side to look at it from too, you
Yeah.
know. So but as a young leader, like what kind of impact do you hope people experience because they cross paths with you, you know?
And I will say, like, as a young leader, I want to say, I just want people to see that you can really achieve whatever you put your mind to. That I'm not like, yes, respect me, respect my talents, my accolades, but I'm put here on this earth by God to inspire you to do the same. All right, if you passing me, you know of me, you know me, or you just want to be somebody, I'll share with you some knowledge and I'll go by my way, hoping that you use the knowledge that I shared with you. Because, like, if you had asked me 5 years ago, I would not say I'm doing any of these things that I'm doing now. Not going to college, not being a speaker, not being part of these organizations like Collegiate 100, my fraternity, such and such. I said no, I'm not doing it. But luckily, life has happened, and so it has brought me here to
Mhm.
be at a mature level mentally to be like, okay, well, I could do this, that, third. Now let me inspire people to use what I have shared and learned to become better. Because we all could become better. Like studies show that we are only tapping into like a small portion of our brain.
What?
And it's crazy, when we like have locked in and cut out the distractions, like touch some grass. Tell you we'd be up there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nah, facts, man. So tell us about a time where being vulnerable publicly challenged you, but ultimately reminded you your voice matters.
Mm, mm. This takes me back to when I first started college, like a kid from Atlanta knowing nobody, right? And I wanted to be great. I just didn't know what to do or who to talk to. And so I went and this is an organization called Next Gen America. I wasn't part of it. I didn't want to be part of it. I was a freshman. I didn't care. But what I wanted to do was help them grow. And I was like, okay, well, I see you here every day at the same spot every day. Won't go to class. Let me see what your organization about. It was a voting registration organization, just encouraging people to register to vote and all that. So I joined, ended up being part of the community, and I got some flyers, and they told me you need to get rid of all 50 of these flyers. So okay, well, I'm not a confident individual. They're like, well, you got two options. You can give me the flyers back. You go about your day, or you can network. So I said, well, so I went, started walking. I said, I have 50 flyers. If I reach 5 groups of five, that's 25 people right there. That math is math. And then I just keep going. So I said, okay. So I stopped people like, hey, how you doing? Da 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 da. I'm da 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 with who. And my thing was, I give you this flyer, I share this info. All I ask is for you to follow my Instagram. That right there got me 50 followers right there. Alone. Alone. And so that was really the start. And so from Next Gen America, I got involved in the YCP. So I grew more people from there. And a lot of times I would be early. I'm a very punctual person. And so I'd be by myself at the table to promote the event. And so that right there pushed me to get out of my comfort zone and talk to people that I don't know. And over time, that added up to a good amount of people. And so when I'll just say, thrown into the fire, um, these things taught me to be like, okay, well, I don't know people now, but I can know people by the next 5 minutes. All right. And so time is precious. I spend my time like this. I never know who I'm talking to. Might land me a job, but opportunity, a connection. So I've done that for the last 3 years. And I'm much better than what I am now. And so keeping that in mind, like freshman year me and senior year me, two different people. Same mindset. But you know, it's growth. It's growth.
Growth, man. You just said the freshman you just seeing you, man. You you got some by next 5 years or even in the next 3, you gonna be like the me in 2026 versus the me now is just like that's it's gonna keep being that way, but that's great. Like that's the progress.
Yeah.
Like you say, like your 17 versus my 17, when you say walking with God and doing, bro, it just was a whole 360. Like life had to really, and God had to really show up for me, which he packaged me up so good where he got me grounded to where I'm at today and the certain things I'm doing and I built. And you know what I mean? Like this platform been around for like 4 years now, consistently. 4 years. Over 100 guests. 10, we're on 10 season now.
Man.
A lot of people I don't know. Everybody that I literally we sat here like first conversation is almost is at this point from when we started to now it's almost just like you would think I already know the people already when I get on and just be meeting them for the first time, but it's creating that space. This started on accident to be honest too, because I'm an artist first, but I just didn't like the way of with our culture, how they would kind of use our culture for negativity as an artist and not really give people their flowers. You know, they're more so focused on the negativity, like, or at least not getting them to talk about what they love to do or kind of take them like. So I say, you know what? Instead of complaining or talking about it, I'm just going to change, do my own thing. What I can do, take the steps, build it, which turned into a community, which turned into family, which like, amount of support, everything all up under one umbrella. The underdogs is support. The underdogs is, accountability. The underdogs is pouring into people pouring into other people. Because once you like how you on here, your message when I clip and do all that, it sends the seeds out. You already planting your seed right now, and I'm just like, hey, this is your story, bro. I'm not looking for nothing out of it. It's just genuinely my heart, bro. Like that's just how I am, and I'm just like, we gonna take this across the states. Then we gonna go overseas with some, which we already done accomplished some of that, but it's just the ball just gonna keep rolling, bro. It just organically just did that, It wasn't nothing planned. It wasn't no, I'm trying to do this or whatever. I just feel like anything, how we said earlier, God gonna provide long as you doing your part, It's on his time. And so I don't know if it's been a lot of people on here, but I don't know if the next episode might be a one that I don't know. I'm just, I'm not looking for that. Like I said, organically, this is just me. Like, so whatever come out of it, whatever. I feel like whatever you love to do, or however you do it, whatever comes along with it is gonna attach itself to you. If you're doing it with pure intent, or you doing it with your heart, and not distracted with something else you're chasing. Because whatever you chase, it's almost like when they hold the money up on the fishing hook or something like that, and they're just dangling it, you're gonna literally be trying to snatch it forever, rather than just focusing on the path you're supposed to go down.
Yeah.
So I had a couple questions for you too, man. So, what is one Bible verse or quote that you return to when life gets difficult?
I will say this is one Bible verse. Jeremiah 29:11. Actually, let me look this up real quick because I don't remember by heart, but it's up there.
One of the most impactful ones, probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got it right here coming up. All right. So it says Jeremiah 29:11. Says, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you, say the Lord, through thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end. That right there says, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end. That's like, that's King
Yeah.
James Version. I'm gonna re-say it one last time, the NIV. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you.
Ah,
Plans to give
man.
you a hope and a future. That
Can't you can't say God ain't real, man. It's just that's too real.
yeah, yeah. You can't. You
That's
can't.
too real. Literally. And what's one habit that keeps you grounded?
Man,
I know you be involved with everything, but what's one that keep you grounded though, day to day? Because like I say, we gotta have something in a positive way. Because some people. I mean, people human, but sometimes, like you say, depending on how you lean onto it, because it can be a bad thing too. But it's just like we gotta have something every day because it's not that easy every day. Like we just wake up and it's just everything's all good, But it's things that keep us, on point.
hmm yeah. I will say for me, one of the things that I consistently do is I get up. I start slow. I get up and I take my vitamins. Now, it sounds simple, right? It sounds like this man don't do nothing. But hold on. I get up and I take my vitamins. As soon as my alarm goes off. That's a small change, small movement. I do every day. So now, after I take my vitamins, I get up, I make my bed, I work out, then I go home and I eat, I take a nap, and I go to work. But if I got more time, right after I really work out, go home, eat, take about 5, 10 rests, and I'll make content. Right. But the first few things is get up, take
Mm-hmm.
items, make my bed, go work out. This is the consistent start of my routine that helps me start my day and get going. Because if I touch my phone, as soon as I wake up, that's how I'm in the day. And I'm in the day doom scrolling. I'm gonna waste the day or my off day or some hours. Like I said earlier, we don't get time back. So
Man,
ah,
you ain't lying.
man, what I keep my phone at a distance at the other side of the bed, get up. And it forces me to get up because I got to turn my alarm off.
Mm-hmm.
My phone is not in my reach, so I can't just sit in the bed and play games and do what. Like even my PlayStation controller is on the other side. So if I want to do that, I still got to get up. Sometimes the simplest things are what keeps us going. This is movement, and that's the way to win.
Nah, you said a lot. It don't have to be no big drastic change. Like when people want to change, they feel like they gotta take the most hugest step when it's really the small things that compound into that big result.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted the big result right away. And it's just like I get it too, because I was when I didn't look at it like that, I wanted something instant to be, but then my patience as I got older and you know what I'm saying, more locked in, it's like I understand the game. Like,
Yeah.
um, so if you could place one message on the billboard that the entire world, you know, would see, what would you want it to say and why?
Mm, my message to the world would be if you, it'll be if you believe in yourself and if you get up, anything is possible. The reason why I say if you believe in yourself and you get up, first part is to any day to be successful, just get up. Just start.
What?
Just start because there's a lot of people that I know that have goals, aspirations, but they not making it happen because they feel like they need to wait for a certain moment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you doing yourself a disservice. There'll never be the great moment. There'll never be a certain sometimes people don't even get a vision like me. You just gotta do it. Now,
Mhm.
you believe in yourself because this really all it take. A lot of struggle, it's a lot of warfare, it's a lot of hate. But if you believe in yourself, you gotta believe in yourself so that other people believe in you. You know, if you believe in yourself first, get your workout. People like, oh, okay, that's something I can believe in. It's unfortunate because we want our family and our friends to support us when we first starting, but a lot of times that's not the way it is. It's by yourself for some time, some months, some years, and then they come around. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Oh, you got some money. Oh, you kind of famous. It's just the way humans work, and so you know you are only who you can really count on. Aside from God, because God is first. But you are the only person that you can count. This
No,
day,
real talk.
yeah.
Even with you saying that, man, like, what would you say to the young man who feels lost and is trying to figure out who he is and what his purpose might be?
Mm. See, I've had a lot of. It's a little personal because I felt like this a lot lately. If you feel like you lost and you don't know what your purpose is, uh, I have a tattoo on my arm and it says, "I rather fulfill my divine purpose than die without finding." And I live by that because our divine purpose and our own purpose that we want for ourselves two different things, right? And so, if you and I know I'll relate a lot of stuff to God, but it's just because for me,
Nah, it's facts though. It ain't no overdoing it. It's just gotta keep it how it is what it is. That's
yeah,
our existence. That's why we here. That's why we waking, like you say, waking up every day. Like,
yeah, because this is not on our own accord. You, you,
mm-hmm.
you go to God, or you just take some time. I'm telling this person right now that feels lost. I bet if you put your phone on D&D, turn your TV off, stop the music, and you just sit in silence, you block out everything. Something's gonna come. You're gonna find your purpose. And I'm not saying stay there for an hour, 30 minutes, but just sit there in silence for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 if you can. Block out everything, pray, or just sit there. You'll find your purpose because the distractions is what keeping us going. Our head is always thinking, wait for this, that, and the third. And just take a deep breath and just sit somewhere. And that's really where you're gonna find like your purpose. And I know it sounds cliche, or crazy, but these things is worked for my friends, for me. Or take a nap, and you're gonna wake up with something. You're gonna wake up with something, and because it's a lot of pressure for us to succeed, right? It's a lot of pressure. We see these young people getting money, and we're like, oh, okay, where my money at? Right? But your timing is different than their timing. You don't know what they did to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Not all money is good, man.
Nah, real talk. I ain't lying, cause one thing, like I say, when you what you are on social, you be what you are off it. A
Yeah,
lot of people ain't really they not telling the whole truth all the way either. I mean, it's just facts, but you know, if you like I say, if you put yourself out there on whatever you want and you stand on that, tell the whole thing because like you say, you have people watching, especially if you trying to be some type of influence or something like that. At least tell the whole thing. So at least you can give if you're an influencer too, like you showing all this money to the younger generation, or you're showing certain things, like give it to them all the way so you give them a fair choice and decision. Help them understand what's going on, you know?
yeah, yeah. Because it's a little different. When people just seeing this, they be like, oh, okay, I can get it like that. Nah,
Yeah,
you don't know what they did, what it took.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, fact. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you this one too. This is a little personal, but this is literally what I kind of, as a black man or whatever. Like this is what literally be going on. But like, what would you say to a person who appears strong on the outside but is silently struggling with their mental health?
Mm, I want to say, 'cause this really be me every other day.
Yeah,
Uh, if your outside is important. I always say you never want to show people your weakness or you're struggling. 'Cause people use it, taking advantage of you. So you got that part right, but what you need to work on is the inside. Is because what people don't see, you know, and what you know, it could really be eating you up on the inside. Your mentality is everything. How you wake up is everything. And yes, you seem strong on the outside, but you crumbling on the inside, my brother. And so
man.
we don't want you like that. But I will say is take the time to understand you. Don't just be out here trying to understand these people and do these people great works and help them out. Cool, do that. But you set some time aside for you and understanding why do I feel like this? What makes me not feel like this? Why do I feel as if I have no other option but to be strong on the outside and crumbling on the inside? What causes me to just stay like this rather than seek help? Do I have people that I could talk to? Do I not have people I can talk to? It's just certain questions that you need to ask yourself because it's not always great. And I honestly say that for me, I'd rather be struggling on the outside, strong on the inside than rest. I know I did say that I don't want to have my struggles on the outside in public because people use that as weakness, yes,
Yeah,
but a strong mentality is better because
yeah,
you go win over all that.
yeah.
Because
That on the outside is temporary, but that inside, if your mindset literally molds into that, it's trouble, bro.
yeah,
That's trouble. That's a nasty feeling, bro. Like, and like you say, bro, I'm literally the same way. Like I went into myself and I did the same method as you said. Why am I? What's going on? What's the root of this? I'm a thinker, like, so I
yeah,
know how to break down everything. It's not no, I don't know for me. Like I go that I keep it real with myself. So I ain't gonna never say I don't know. I know exactly. And if I can't figure it out in that moment, I'm gonna get to it because it has to get figured out. It has to get figured out. Like we can't move forward if it don't get figured out because it's gonna keep following me. you
yeah.
know.
It is always gonna follow you. It's just that's how you
hmm
deal with it. These
Yeah.
it's warfare. Yeah,
But it's like when I know, it's like I know how to control. I know how to do my best defense against it. You know what I mean? It's one of them things when you don't really know, and you trying to defend something you can't really figure out, and it's like you don't know how it's gonna come.
yeah,
You know. Um. So what are you focused on in this current season, and what can people expect to see from you, on top of the content?
Man, so this current season, man, it's pressure. It's content after content. And so what I'm thinking about this like this series, um, more so on the side of unlearning what we have been programmed to learn, so that way we can
Ooh.
learn the truth. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you just said something we always been saying. We call it unlearn to relearn, basically.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because that's something right there that I'm a little what you say. I'm a conspiracy theorist, if that's what you call it. I've always been in the. I never. I always seen outside
Hmm.
the lines. So for me, these things that are happening in the world, what's going on, people like, oh, I see now. But me, I've
You
been knowing in
already, yeah.
silence. I've been knowing.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, it was crazy when you say that, man. You would have caught us on the first when we first, cause we was like, we use it as a way of like, while everybody not paying attention to certain things, they being entertained. Let's like inform people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and give
yeah,
them the truth with certain things like going on in the world, like inform, enlighten, and inspire. That was one of the things too. So when we interview guests, we was just hitting it hard over the head, you know what I mean? And this was during the time where, I think that I don't know how I want to say it, because we was even during that time when the world shut down, we was
yeah.
going on that type of stuff too. But it's like, man,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like every time, like you say, when you do that, it's just like YouTube was flagging us, and because we just putting it out there. Like, you mean to tell me I can't speak my opinion, or not even opinion? I'm basically, we're basically putting it for what we see, what it is. It actually happened. This was going on. We're reviewing the footage like football film,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
But it's like, it's cool. We can't talk about certain things, so they block or try to demonetize us. We was getting hit heavy early on,
right.
but I
Yeah,
can see the most. I can see guns. I can see on Facebook. I can see all the most graphic and gore things. But when we talk about just having a conversation, oh, we get silence. So
yeah,
that's when we start seeing the little politics going on. But it ain't been like that for a while. But like in the first 2 years or so, we was talking so heavy on, like I say, making people unlearn to relearn. Some of our content pushed through, some of it was getting blocked.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
the truth, they know when the truth is coming, bro. It's like, I don't know. But
And that's crazy because it's like when they realize that the people like us has been knowing what it was, and so they try to censor us because we know more than other people. So
yeah,
now it's like, okay, well, I see that the truth is coming out. Maybe I should listen to the quote unquote crazy people, right? And we were never crazy. We had evidence. We still have evidence.
yeah,
But as I learned is when somebody's not ready to be woken up, it will never happen.
yeah. That's why they say, I said earlier, once you put those lenses on, bro, you cannot see everything the same no more.
Yeah,
Everything that once was surface level or just flew by, like, nah, it's like you see it exactly for what it is. It's not like, um you got a different pair of lenses on where it look like it ain't really nothing going on. It's almost like you see everything detail for detail that might have been overlooked,
yeah,
before you start looking at stuff the way you do, like. But yeah, nah, I'm cool with keeping the glasses on. I got, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to wear the same ones everybody else ain't got, like, man, it's crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Um, So is there anything upcoming, any projects, events, speaking opportunities, collaboration, that you want to share?
I will say so. There's a little more. Uh, still more in plan as far as speaking events and stuff. But what I will say, like, stay tapped into the Instagram page, the TikTok, the YouTube. It's all the same. Tricortz motivation, all around, because we have a lot of content coming in, especially in the coming weeks when I'm doing that unlearn, relearn series. Like, that's gonna be deep in itself. It's gonna be more speaking. So I'm gonna have YouTube videos, reels, me speaking. Ain't gonna be no words on the reel on the screen no more. Cause I'm finna get in depth. I'm finna get personal with my people because this is the best time to learn right now. If anybody decided they want to pick up a book, they want to get some knowledge in, this is the time to do it. This is the right time because after that, I don't know what to tell you.
No, we the most definitely gonna be tapped into that, man. Like that's the series I'm looking forward to, you know. Um, but like I say, man, you know, on this show, like we believe, you know, underdog is not simply the person to count out. You know, I always say if a person counts you out, they can't count. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like, you know, underdog is a person who keeps showing up, keeps growing, keep believing, even when the outcome is uncertain. You know, so when you hear the word underdog, what does it mean? It personally mean to you?
For me, when I hear underdog, I really define it as underdog. Like, underdog, somebody that's really succeeding, but it's in silence, is overlooked until it's too late. Because the underdog, everybody looking at the main person, everybody looking at the mainstream, these popular people, but the underdog is really the where it's at. You're missing out on some knowledge, some gems, some music, or whatever it is that underdog does, because the eyes are everywhere else, and that is what blinds the people. And so for me, and I've always been an underdog. I never blended in. I always been out, like, but I've been on top of my stuff since I came out the womb, and I continue to be. Yeah.
No, most definitely, you know. Like I say, you know, it definitely was an honor to have you on here, you know, to catch, you feel me, to like pour on the platform, man, you know, like I got a lot I took from this conversation, you know what I mean? Like I said, I look forward to, you know, more of the content, you know. I just appreciate you giving the opportunity, you know, to our platform and stuff, you know, so definitely like I say, look forward to everything you got going on. You know, we always gonna repost, share, like constantly. We do that with everybody on the platform. Like, you know, we just gonna keep pushing the algorithm like that, you know, and that's like it don't cost nothing to support people, you know.
It don't. It don't.
So you literally take a second to do that type, you know, that type of thing. So I'm trying to start that, you know, as a trend on our end. So everybody that's under the underdog umbrella, they be doing the same back. You know, that's how we keep growing.
Yes.
Um, but before, you know, I get you out of here, like, what is one message, you know, you want every person watching or listening to carry, you know, with them after this conversation?
So for starters, I'm gonna say, uh, you at this point in the videos, it's on. I'm glad you watch. My name is Tricortz, Tricortz motivation. And the one thing I want people to remember and to take away from this and anything that I say is I personally believe in you. I personally believe in the person watching and seeing this. You are your own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy, right? But the only way that we can succeed is we change our mindset. What you're thinking about starting, that business you want to do, that music you want to drop, the poem you want to write, the plans that you have, just do it. There's no perfect time to start than the present. Because if you wait on the future, it may not come to you.
Now that's real. Y'all heard it, man.
Yeah.
Real talk. Y'all already know what's going on, man. Season 9, episode 20, Leading with Purpose, featuring Tricortz. You feel me? I appreciate you, brother. Enjoy your weekend. Like I say, we're going to stay locked in. We're going to stay sharing. And like I say, we're going to do the follow-up episode, you know, sooner than later. You feel me? So,
We will.
pouring, you know what I mean? Keep inspiring, enlightening, and pouring into people, you know. Highly respected, you know what I mean? Like I respect everything you stand on, you know. And like I say, I'm just I'm really just the background and watching the journey. I tell everybody, I'm in the cut and I'm just watching the growth, and I'm just like, I want to see everybody win. I want to see people go up, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean, this episode here different because I'm watching you at your age, how mature you is, and I'm just thinking about when I was at that same age, what I was on then. So it's just like, you know, I know you, you know what I'm saying? God definitely using you, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely gonna be the light, you know. So like I say, anytime, you know what I'm saying, you want to tap in, whatever, you know, you got my number, whatever. So like I say, we all connected, you know what I mean? So like you say, it's definitely a war out here, you know, just in general with mental health and all that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Anything, bro, I got you.
We'll do. We'll definitely stay in touch. I appreciate your time again and this opportunity again.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah.
people, I love y'all. Love y'all.
All right, we out of here.
All right. Y'all be blessed. Peace.
Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granted. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon. I'm enlightened. Check, I got stones around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust up out my shell. I let my nuts hang, cause it don't got no curfew. Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up a mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granted. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic.
Every part of my day essentially revolves around the way